to stop using force and start using real power. Let me share my screen. I want to show you how it really works when it comes to, where does this power come from? You do have real power. And so I want you to consider this, right? If communication is creation, like it really is everything. There is no such thing as an idle thought, an idle feeling, right? Or an idle action. I want you just to feel that everything is energy. And by the universal law of cause and effect, you cannot stop creating. You are always creating, even when you believe you're not. So you're always creating. And when you do it more consciously, by consciously and intentionally and deliberately creating, you create more results you want and less of the results you don't want. And so I want you to consider, Dr. David R. Hawkins, it's his map of consciousness, but I changed it. So I just want to say that. These are the things that he said. I'm going to tell you what I changed it to. I'm the one saying this is what's ego. This is what is your true self or your potential and where the line is. He just says these, but I'm going to show you why this matters. And he doesn't teach it this way, but I want you to know. He talks about how every one of these emotions has a vibration to it. Okay, if you can just think in terms of energy. And shame is the lowest vibration, the absolute lowest, right? And so if we understand that, I just need to say something. He has desire here, but I put in, so people can understand it, a pure desire without an attachment or a need to it is not an ego. So I added that here so you can understand how that's where that would be, right? Like when we're in ego and we need to be right? We have a desire, like we have to be right, or we have to have someone listen to us or say or do exactly what we do. That's going to be why that desire is an ego-based desire, because it's not going to create a win-win. It's all about the person in ego. If it's me, it's like, it's all about me. It's only about me, instead of what would create a win-win for both of us. So I want you to feel this. So the reason why this is so important is most often, I wanted to show you this because if we understood that shame is the lowest vibration, and then guilt, and then apathy, and then grief, and then fear, and then inside of an attachment to a need, and then anger, and then pride, before we ever hit courage, okay? So the way up out of ego, if you're in these things, if you're in fear, anger is the way out. So anger is not bad. I really want you guys to feel that. Anger is not bad. It's like, that's morality, whether it's bad or good. There's nothing wrong with anger. We don't want to act from it. We don't want our children acting from anger. They can say, I'm really angry right now, right? They can express emotion. They cannot say, I hate you, or blame others for their feelings, right? Or become violent. And I'm using children, but I'm using people, right? It's the same. The reason I'm wanting you to see this is because most often in the world at large, we have anger as something that's bad and wrong. But if you understand when somebody is in shame or in guilt or in grief or some form of depression or hopelessness, anger feels really pretty fucking good, doesn't it? Okay, right, Kelly? Like that feeling that you feel, we just don't want to act on it, or we don't want to take it out on someone. But the way out is through anger, which is why the worst thing that we could ever do to anyone is make them feel bad and wrong for the anger, because of course we don't want them acting on it and taking it out or being violent. But my point of saying is by making them bad and wrong for feeling anger, because that's what actually causes them to suppress it and go down, and then now they're battling between shame and guilt and depression. Is that making sense? And I just want to make sure that's landing, right? Because when we can understand that the way out, I wish somebody would have told me this a long time ago. Like I was really, in my teens, I was very suicidal. And the only reason why I never killed myself was because I was the one supporting my mother. And she was always crying in the bathroom. And I'm like, shit, if I kill myself, what the hell is that person going to do? And she had 3 other kids. So I just want to make sure, because if somebody had told me the way out of my depression, because I was in a really, really, really dark place and I couldn't tell which way is up or down. And anytime I got angry, everybody else got mad, which then had me suppress more, right? I just want to show you guys that.